This child is still dead. He's still dead, and they sodomized him. They cut his tongue out of his mouth. They penetrated his anal. Okay? And how do you do that to a child?
We gotta move on through. We have a
Line, and we're coming to the bridge. Statement or question, please.
Hi, good evening to the panel. I just wanted to state also that there is a law that is our domestic relation law, Article 71, that allows siblings to visit regardless of the situation. And I'm trying not to get into my case, but that law is clearly in the books that siblings have rights to each other, to have a relationship. In my case, I have 2 children at home that will never see their sister because she got adopted. And I want to know why is it that, and this is happening over and over and over again to many families.
So your question is,
Why isn't this law upheld?
okay. Attorney, you want to?
Well, I think one reason is that whoever your child's law guardian was did not effectively do their job. Okay, and ineffectively doing your job, all of those resources and all of those laws that are put in place for a relationship to be established and maintained, it's up to the law guardian to put that in place, and the social worker and the caseworker, and also up to the parent as well to know what your rights are. If you don't know your rights, then you can't come and talk to me, because at the end of the day, you only get what you ask. You don't ask, you don't get, and that's the bottom line. And unfortunately, the system is not going to tell you that. Okay, you have to find out that information for yourself. Unfortunately.
Thank you, sis. We have one more brother to step up who has a good question or statement to close us out.
Well, I think I'll make a statement. The first thing to understand is that Nix Marie had a father, and he was not involved. The other thing I wanted to say is that we as a community, James Baldwin talked about that. We have to stop seeing ourselves as victims. And when you see yourself as a victim, he talks about you give the person permission, the gatekeeper, to keep you locked up. And finally, we didn't talk enough about fathers. The system not only attacks our children, but they try to make sure that fathers are not involved in their lives. I think it was you that is this gentleman here on the panel that is working, trying to make laws that state that both parents should be equally have access to the parents, to their children, and that there's a greater natural law that's being violated when you give one parent rights over the child and deny another parent rights. And so the child's interest is not protected on both ends. That's it.
Okay, we have 2 more quick, because we closed out the panel. You're late, brother, coming in.
Hi.
We'll let you speak, but you got to be real brief, because we have to close out. Sister?
Hi, my name is Wanda Kelly. I am from Poland, and I'm a mother of 2 children. My children were removed about 4 years ago with allegation that I have Munchausen syndrome by proxy. My children currently still in the system.
Your question, man, we can't deal with individual cases.
My question is, I do not understand those allegations, because in my culture they do not do that. Munchausen syndrome by proxy does not exist. I have documentation that children had chronic illness, and they say that I make up disease on children and I make them sick, which is not true. And I want to know, my children currently 4 years in the system, they are retarded, they are physically ill, and they cannot function on their own.
So your question is?
My question is how you can solve this problem and prevent to remove the children from parents, good parents who is working. I'm working, and I'm working in medical field also. And why those situations occur like that?
What you should do is contact us during the day. You live in the state of New York? Do you live in New York City?
Yes.
You should contact us here tomorrow and speak to Mr. J.D. Livingston. He handles the New York cases. That way somebody can take time to listen to your situation where it's not rushed in a setting where you can sit quietly and explain to him and give him your information, documentation, and all that. He has to go over that with you. That cannot be resolved in a forum such as this because actually, as I said, we're closing out, okay? So you're welcome to contact us. The sister that's standing right there can tell you, give the information, the phone number, the time to be here and all that, okay? We're gonna go to the brother. Thank you for asking the question. We're gonna close out with this brother. Statement or question, really quick.
Statement. Sorry, I apologize for being late. My name is Mark Rodriguez. I am also a victim of the family court system. Some of you know me. I'm here because I am running for the New York State Assembly for next year in 2010 for the 83rd District of the Bronx. Part of the problem that we've been facing as myself as a victim of the family court system, and I just want to network to many organizations, including some of the ones that that I am involved with. But I'm happy to give my card out, and because I would like to network, to continue the forums, and put the pressure on the system that we have now, because we need to change the system.
Okay, thank you for coming. And as I said, we're going to be closing out. Thank you to all the panelists. Thank you so much for giving a lot of informative information. I know you all can tell by the response of the audience. We got a lot of information here. And you know what I thought was really dynamic, because again, we do these sessions every week. I thought what was really great here is the strongest statements that we have were really from people that are officers, as they say, of the court. Like, for instance, the lawyer was talking about suing ACS. You would expect, maybe a person who had a case to say something like that. The brother here who's a case management, is in case management and a social worker. He works in the system more or less, not so much ACS, but he's a, social worker. Had really the strongest statements, and you'd be surprised because they're in the system. So that's what stuck out to me most of it. Everybody had a whole bunch of information. They were very informative, all the panelists here. But I thought that was very different and dynamic within the context of this panel. I hope that you all were able to get something from it. Again, the people here that have compassion, the sister here in the back definitely had a lot of compassion. And I wish we had enough time to deal with the cases. But I know we're on the phone every day. We get thousands of these cases. So this is not just any individual here. Nobody is making this up. These cases are very much real. And the issue that they discussed here, the problems with ACS, is very much real. I have heard it from both the client and the employees. So I know that this is deep. Thank you all for coming out. Again, we do this every week. NAM Talk is a session that goes on a weekly basis. We are here every Thursday from 7 to 9-ish, more or less. We cover a realm of topics. Please come out and sign up for a Washington, D.C. march that we have around the education issue. Free buses all over the country. You can sign up here. Anybody that has any access to groups, we need to get them on the buses. The event is for May 16th, and the buses will leave from here or wherever you have groups at. We'll collectively go to Washington, D.C. and deal with the Brown versus Board of Education anniversary event on May 16th, okay? So sign up, and you can call me any day here for the people that are on the internet. My name is Chris Peeples. I'm the Regional Vice President of Programming here, and I'm at 212-690-3070. That's 212-690-3070. Thank you so much. Take the information on the side. There's a lot of very informative stuff on the tables that each of the panelists have left. Thank you so much. Good night.